Hey everybody, welcome to DadsDen of Pop Culture and Justice League Monday. We have reached Justice League International, number 12, April of 1988. So this would be the sort of 1 year anniversary. I guess actually number 13 would technically be the 1 year anniversary, but this is the 12th issue. So closing out the first year of the relaunched Justice League book. And we're learning the inside story here about Maxwell Lord, man or machine. Nice cover. I like it. Whoop, get in there. And who do we see here but Metron, one of the new gods, created by Jack Kirby. I am Metron. My knowledge is my power. Time and space are the kingdoms I rule. I am Metron, and I am very angry. You know, that would hit totally differently if he had the voice of Martian. I am very angry. Who is Maxwell Lord? Keith Giffen, plot and breakdowns, J.M. DeMatteis script, Kevin Maquire pencils, Al Gordon inks, Bob Lappin letters, Gene D'Angelo colors, Andy Helfer nervous breakdowns. Sad to hear. So this is continuing on from last issue, obviously, where they've been trying to figure out what's going on with Maxwell Lord, who's behind him. They get attacked by this being called the Construct, who is an old enemy of the original Justice League, and it leads them to this sort of computer chamber where they find Metron. Now, of course, Mr. Miracle knows who Metron is. The rest of them might not, because we're in post-crisis continuity, and who the heck knows who, who's been where, who's done what. You have trespassed, violating the sanctity of my earthly chambers. You have damaged my information retriever unit. Why? Hey, fella, you're the one who sent the Construct out to... So Blue Beetle's getting sassy right off the bat with Metron, and Mr. Miracle's like, quiet, Beetle, I'll do the talking. Gee, aren't we getting bossy all of a sudden? Metron, listen to me. Hey, that energy around his hand, he's going to attack. Captain Atom, no. So they don't know what they're getting into. Mr. Miracle does. He tries to, stop things escalating at this point, and he is, for the most part, at least temporarily successful. Metron takes a hit. Obviously does not hurt him, though it did muss up his little outfit a little bit. So he's like, who are these people? And Mr. Miracle's like, Metron, it was a mistake. Captain Atom was confused. He's not used to dealing with gods. Gods? His confusion means nothing to me. Only knowledge matters. I am Metron of New Genesis. I will not be abused. Now give him to me. There are certain universal truths I would have him understand. Let me at that, So they're trying to hold Captain Atom back. And Metron is getting angrier. The name is Metron, and I think it's time you learn just who and what I truly am. Well, kind of a jerk, to be honest. Don't be furious. Get curious. Contact. 321 contact, I guess it was. Huh? Oh, and look, we got Warlord, great comic book. Been collecting those for a long time. So he turns up the light on everybody. And again, we're seeing this through the screens on this computer, which seems like it might be the information retrieval unit that Metron was talking about. I'm scot-free, the son of Highfather, supreme ruler of New Genesis. I've known you all my life. I've always respected you, and I thought till now that you've always respected me. Believe me, Scott, it was only your presence that gave me pause. Highfather's son is not to be taken or treated lightly. And the computer's saying, what? There is nothing in my records about Mr. Miracle being of New Genesis. But then, if he is Highfather's son, he would be careful to cover his tracks. Metron, you know that I'm not your enemy, and I assure you that my friends aren't either. I want to believe you, but the facts remain. My chamber has been breached. My device has been tampered with. And you just found out today? And so while they're talking, the computer's saying, how could I have foreseen this? They're talking, not fighting. My plans are unraveling. So clearly it was this computer that was trying to set these two sides against one another so it could hide things. So it sounds like Metron's information retrieval unit might be at the heart of all these troubles. And so he was summoned by who? By the retrieval unit itself. It cried out to me in an automated semblance of terror or pain. Sounds like you were set up, and so were we. That unit was modeled after the construct, an old enemy of the League's. We were led to believe that an associate of ours, Maxwell Lord, was endangered. So we came here, and enough, I understand. And understanding, I will learn the truth. I must have silence for 30 seconds. Well, that's going to be tough with the League around, especially Blue Beetle. And so you see the computer going, no. As man would say, I'm out of here. So the computer has figured out that Metron has figured out that he has gained some flash of sentience and has been doing some bad things. Now we're going to flip over to the Global Guardians. We've talked about them a few times. Their headquarters is the Dome in Paris. And, oh boy, it's payday. I wouldn't get too excited, Green Flame. This is our last paycheck on the Dome payroll, now that we've lost our UN funding, not to mention our free parking. The Global Guardians will be operating on a purely voluntary basis. And so the Green Flame is like, hey, this check is short. How am I supposed to pay my rent? How am I supposed to eat? Forget that. I was going to buy myself a CD player this week. Ah, the olden days when a CD player was high tech. I still listen to CDs every so often. Who else out there? Any other old timers like me? So basically, Green Flame and Ice Maiden are kind of like, shoot, man, like we got to get another job here. We got to get another gig. And so off they go. They're like, we got to figure something out. What are we going to do? This is them sort of in their apartment. And so what they decide to do is join the Justice League International, since now they have that UN sanctioning and are obviously picking up UN paychecks. So why don't we do that? So they go to the nearest JLI embassy. You want to what? That little dude kind of looks a little bit like Sorrel Brook. We'll go ahead and hire Sorrel Brook. We'll cast him in that role for our movie. So obviously they're going to go in and try to join the League. And I think we'll all be happy they did, because they were great additions to the League as we go forward. So Metron, and they're kind of discussing this, has destroyed that computer that gained sentience, or at least he thinks he has for sure. And, he destroyed the unit, right? But the sentience seems to have fled. So Metron is going off to seek it out, which is good. That means you have a loose thread that can be taken up later. And so the computer obviously was trying to set them up to attack each other. It didn't work out. Now he's in trouble. So the League is heading back to Maxwell Lord. What have I done? What have I become? I sent my JLI, my friends, into a trap. I feel like I'm losing my grip. I don't know what's right or wrong anymore. Maybe I never did. Maxwell Lord, one of the world's richest, most powerful men. But when it comes down to it, I'm nothing but a puppet, dancing on strings controlled by a thing that's not even, and what the heck? Whoa. Max. So that is the computer. So apparently he's not completely fled. Oh my God, Miss Wutenhofer. Nothing to be alarmed about, Max. She's dead. She can't hurt you again. You killed her? Oh, I forgot. I was repairing you when she was disciplined. You murdered her. She was a Manhunter, Max. She almost murdered you. I see no need for further discussion. We have more pressing problems. Metron has come, but our plan failed. Our plan? You've got to access me into another system, a larger system. Metron destroyed my home unit. I'm trapped now in this minuscule, ineffectual system. I've got to defend us, Max. What have I become? You can do it. I know the code, Max. Max? So, at first, Max is maybe going to rebel against the machine, and the machine is sort of trying to talk him out of it. We need each other. Remember how it was, how you were before. So we go back into the history of Maxwell Lord. He's, all about winning. He's a businessman, an executive, trying to figure things out. And ultimately, he does some bad things. He stages an accident, gets rid of his boss. And in the process of doing so, encounters Metron's information retrieval unit, which maybe had already become sentient. And it sort of accessed his mind. And, did he control him? Did he just awaken ambitions? But the new Maxwell Lord was born. After the shock of losing our beloved president passed, I was given the job. And if I have to say so myself, I was pretty damn good. Too good for them. My reputation grew, my power base grew, and my arrogance, pretty tall as it was, shot up to epic proportions. So he becomes a success within this business that he was a part of, and ultimately he's going to break off on his own. And obviously, to some degree, this is in concert with the computer, and maybe he's being manipulated by the computer and controlled by the computer. And we see him recruiting Dr. Light. We see the terrorist, kind of a hoax, ultimately, that was done at the UN, recruiting Booster Gold. And we know that. We know that he has been manipulating things all along. He was behind the Royal Flush Gang attacking in JLI number 4. I like that art. The Phantom. He's behind a whole bunch of stuff. He's behind that satellite. So he did all of this stuff to create the Justice League because he was going to use the Justice League to whatever ends. And the ends were, and here we say, and our plan for world domination, world peace, was in place. And it's kind of the typical, human beings are too flighty. They cannot be trusted. Robots, experts, scientists, you name it, need to be in charge of all life on Earth. Just doesn't work that way. And so Max, realizing what he's become, realizing what he's done, Max finally does the right thing, and he destroys that computer unit. And so back to these guys doing their thing, and Metron communicates with Scott Free. Scott, what is it, Metron? The sentience. It's gone. Gone? Dead. It's over. I am no longer needed here. Hey, wait a minute. You can't just farewell, Scott Free. May your heart never be far from the source. He didn't say that. Oh, yeah. I didn't know Metron was a Star Wars fan. He didn't say the Force, Beetle. He said the source. What's that? I'm afraid it's over your head. It's not going to fall on me, is it? Let's go home, shall we? Okay. So we've dealt with that aspect of Maxwell Lord, but after he does it, he starts not feeling very well. And we see blood splats appear on his shirt. He's bleeding. You see, the repair job that was done on him after he was shot by the Manhunter, by the computer, has failed, and he collapses. So is this the end of Maxwell Lord? Well, Maxwell Lord's harder to kill than Batman in some of these things. So the next day, your Mr. Lord is very lucky you found him when you did. Another hour, perhaps another few minutes, and he would have been dead. Strange, though, what is? In his delirium, he kept muttering something about having died once already, so he wasn't afraid to die again. Can we see him, Doctor? He's sleeping, but I suppose so. Don't wake him, and keep it short. something, ain't he? I mean, when he destroyed that unit, he nearly destroyed himself. He nearly destroyed us, Oberon, a dozen times over. Yeah, maybe, but there's something in this guy, something I've always believed in. John scanned his mind briefly to find out what had happened. It's clear that Max has gone through something of a trauma, and that trauma's changed him. I know none of you really like the guy, but I think he's really got the stuff. The kind of stuff I saw in you when we first met, Scott. So Oberon is sort of on Max's side, which isn't necessarily an easy place to be, because Max is a bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. And so as we leave, in his sleep, Maxwell Lord's hand twitches, slips comfortably around a small device placed there some hours earlier by a green-skinned visitor from Mars. And as he drifts through dreams, Max Lord instinctively understands this is a time for new beginnings and rebirth for himself and for the Justice League International. So we close out the first year of stories, sort of unraveling the mystery of Maxwell Lord, of what was behind what he was doing. And, well, what was behind the Justice League International was a sentient computer essentially trying to take over the world. So not exactly the most auspicious beginning for the superheroes tasked with protecting the Earth from all sorts of bizarre threats. Threats like a sentient computer trying to take over the world. So we got an imperfect league with an imperfect beginning. And that's really the theme that we're going to be getting from here on in is, it's kind of the lovable losers, the rejects. And can they get it together? Can they do good in this world? It's sort of a deconstruction of superheroes. But it's done more on a comedy footing than, a tragic, grim, gritty, etc. kind of footing, but still a bit of a deconstruction of the concept. But what I like is I think it's a deconstruction aimed towards, superheroes, at least in the context of a, sort of a fantasy world, do make sense. And, aspiring to greater things does make sense. We're all kind of screwed up. We're all in our own way kind of losers here and there. Even the richest man on earth is kind of a loser, kind of a pawn in his own way. But we aspire to greater things and we hope for greater things. And that's a good thing. So issue number 12, into the first year of Justice League International. Let me know in the comments what you think. I'd love to hear from you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Maybe think of subscribing, sharing with a friend. We're doing a Justice League review every Monday this year up till issue number 52. Have a lot of good stuff on the way. We just saw the Green Flame and Ice Maiden, who will become Fire and Ice later on their way to joining the league. They're a great addition to the team, a lot of fun. So we got good things coming. Tune in every Monday for one of these. Hope to see you. Until then, though, God bless everybody. Please be kind to one another. Have a little bit of fun. And I'll hopefully see you again soon in Dad's Den of Pop Culture. Bye-bye.